Have you ever wanted to go to the movies with Elvis? Well, we're going to give you that chance. This Elvis week, August the 11th, Thursday night, August the 11th at 11 p.m. Come on out to the Southbrook 4 Theater and enjoy an Elvis movie night in the same exact movie theater that Elvis Presley watched his last ever movie, James Bond, The Spy Who Loved Me, starring Roger Moore. You can experience it just like Elvis. We're going to go in the back door like Elvis. You're going to have concessions like Elvis had concessions in 1970. This is going to be one of the very best events in Memphis, Tennessee during Elvis Week 2022. I guarantee you that. Spy Guy and myself have put in a lot of work with our team, and we are looking forward to seeing the fans and experiencing an Elvis Presley movie night like no one's ever done before. So if you'd like to get a ticket, message me here in this video and I will be in touch with you to send you information on how you can purchase tickets. Thursday night, August the 11th, 2022 at 11 p.m. into the early mornings of August the 12th, 45 years later. Hey guys, don't miss this event. And now on today's episode of Globetrotting with Trey, you're going to learn the history of this movie theater and this epic photo that I'm showing you on screen by a fan. Yes, a fan of Elvis Presley, who for us all captured this photo of Elvis returning home that night to Graceland. So stay tuned, it's going to be good.
He slowed down. He wouldn't stop when he had Lisa with him, and that's fine. I understand that. But he slowed down and did that little hand wave thing, and I was like, okay, he knew. That's good. That's all I needed. And we watched him drive off. Drive up, park the Stutz, get out, go back in the, shut the door. And I was like, oh, and I was just I just couldn't believe it because it's just so quick, but yet that memory is so vivid. See, we would hang out and sit on the concrete there and just wait for something to happen. But we would strategically work our way up the hill a little more so that you could actually see what was going on in the house. And if somebody came out, you could see it. And if you were at the hickory log, it was just lined up perfectly. You could see what was going on. And we're just talking about this picture that I took right here 4 days before Elvis died.
So where were you at?
I was up just a little bit further up.
On that picture?
Yeah. And so they had said, 3:30, be ready. And sure enough, 3:30, we hear a little bit of commotion. We look, and Elvis comes out, Ginger, Lisa. And so sure enough, you could hear the Stutz start up because it sounded pretty tank-like. And so we heard that, went running across the street, jumped in our car. And of course, he was a little bit ahead of us. And Charlie always said he either drove like 25 miles an hour because he'd be talking and his hands would be going and he'd slow down, or he drove like a madman. Well, he drove like a madman that night. He really did. Because it was, and my mom could drive like all get out. She had a hard time keeping up with him. And when he got to the light, he turned on a like a yellow going into a red. She slammed those brakes on. That's the difference between getting in the movie and standing outside the movie. But the way I look at it is, had that not happened that way, I wouldn't have this. we wouldn't have this. The fans wouldn't have this. And Lisa has a copy of it. She said it's one of, she said this, I love this picture. She said, because, it's one of the last things we did with him. So that just made my heart warm right there when she said that. So, I could have maybe, met him, fallen in love again, not gotten a picture, left, went home to Ohio, and he still passed away, and I would have even been more brokenhearted than I was. But at least I have this, and I think that's they say God works in mysterious ways, and I think this is proof of it. This is truth.
Yeah, you would not have that last picture of him coming back from that theater that night on August the 12th.
No.
So tell me, where are you standing at in this picture?
Much farther up.
Just right, you're up here.
I'm on down.
Okay.
On down.
Okay.
Like where the curve is. Maybe about 6 feet past that. So there were 13 of us.
You're up here on this hill.
Yeah.
So Elvis in this picture is over here somewhere, in front of us.
He's like pulling in right here.
Right there. Okay. Yeah, now you're in a great place to capture that, and he just waves at you when you come by.
Mama told me, she said, when the sheriff ran us off, and I was brokenhearted. I was like, oh God, She's like, honey, don't worry about it. We'll be all right. So she went back and parked back across the street. She dropped me off. She went over, parked back across the street. She said, when I hear him coming, or when I see him coming, I'm going to start honking the horn. When you hear that, she said, you get up as far as you can up that driveway. And there were 13 of us here that night, which is strange. And there's this photo, and then there's one other photo that I know of, but it's not as clear as this.
And she's over here. She's over here on the other side with that photo, right? Mm-mm. No, she's on your side?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, she was on down a little bit farther here.
Okay.
And so, sure enough, we're standing around, waiting, hearing, and then I hear in the distance, I hear the horns, and I took off. And so he slowed down. He wouldn't stop when he had Lisa with him, and that's fine. I understand that. But he slowed down and did that little hand wave thing, and I was like, okay. He knew. That's good. That's all I needed. And we watched him drive off, drive up, park the Stutz, get out, go back in the, shut the door. And I was like, oh, and I was just I just couldn't believe it, because it's just so quick, but yet that memory is so vivid. It's incredible. Right now, I mean, I've got goosebumps, and it's not from the cold weather. It's from remembering that and thinking that. And every time I come up this driveway, I think about that. And I was 16 years old.
Right.
And how many kids, teenagers, whatever, number one, that their parents would bring them here. We were here twice that summer. How many kids get to experience that, but to be here while all that commotion is going on?
Yeah,
I mean, it was unreal. You don't just put that in a little box and pack it away. You eat, sleep, and drink it.
But, yeah, it's an incredible moment that you have, and you captured it for us to have a story all these years later.
Yeah, and we didn't know. We didn't send the film off until October.
Oh, okay. So after.
Because we never really thought about it, because it took us 2 days to get home. Back then, just my mom was driving, so we took our time, and it was a couple of days before we got home. And then, that fourth day, my mom was helping my brother move. We never thought anything about the camera, and my grandmother lived with us, and she was deaf, so we always kept the TV on with the volume down. And I saw something was going on, but I was doing stuff and trying to get ready to start school the next week, and didn't really pay any attention to it until the phone rang. But she never ever heard Elvis. My grandmother never heard Elvis, but she would sit up and watch the movies and say, oh my God, he's so purty. That was her word for him, was purty, So she never heard the music that we have heard. And I think that's another shows Elvis that You didn't even have to hear him. You do not have to hear his music to have that energy pass through. I mean, this is like a 75-year-old woman, deaf, stone deaf, setting up anytime she saw an advertisement for Elvis.
That's incredible.
And and I'm like, yeah.
It's incredible.
It really was, and she knew that she's like, oh, you going to Memphis, tell him hi.
Yeah. Wow.
So, but many kids in their lifetime, and especially not now, I don't think we have the same, I don't want to say icon or I will say influence. They may influence for a couple of years. It's almost like entertainers are disposable now.
Yeah.
Elvis was not disposable.
No, we're still talking about him.
45 years later.
Here where you took the picture.
45 years later. I mean, it's like, he's still inviting us. He is still inviting us. He's saying, come on,
Yeah.
And I spent nights up on the hill the first anniversary. They had canceled everything here in Memphis, and they said, oh, we're not going to do anything. So, and there was curfew. And of course, 7:30, my mom says, get the blankets off the bed and get the pillows. I said, Mom, we can't go anywhere. And she said, oh, yes, we can. We're going to Graceland. And I want to say maybe 12 of us showed up that night, and they locked the gates at 8 o'clock.
Wow.
I was like, yeah, works for me.
Yeah.
And the National Guard came out. They set up porta pots across the street now where the Lisa Marie is at, because it wasn't there then. That was just grass. And we camped out. We filled this place.
This whole place was filled.
Yeah, because the first night there weren't as many of us, but then next morning, Good Morning America came out, and they're like, and God love, my husband says my dad must have been a saint, because the UPI picked up the photo, and all you can see of me are my toes sticking out from underneath the gate, and my nose kind of sticking through the gate, and he recognized me.
Yeah.
So the next day, when we called home to check on him, he says, Geraldine, is there something you need to tell me? I saw my child's picture in the paper, and so did everybody else. She's like, well, what if you'd have gotten arrested? We didn't care. We didn't care if we got arrested. But by the time that week was over, I think there was four or 5 days that we can say we camped out and slept at Graceland.
That's incredible.
I loved it. It was great. It was great. They herded us across the street every couple of hours, let us go to the bathroom, and they would send somebody to the Hickory Log to get food, bring it back. And it was an incredible experience to be so sad for the first anniversary.
Right.
And what's odd is on the 12th of August of 78, that late afternoon, I'm sitting in the same spot that I had been sitting in a year earlier, but 12 hours difference. And I hear the studs start up. Honest to God, this is a God's honest story. As I promise you, it's true. I'm sitting here and I said, I hear the studs. I hear it start up. And my mom said, I think you're right. And the next thing we know, we look up and here comes the studs rolling down the driveway. I was beside myself. I honest to God was beside myself. And it comes out, the light was green, and takes off. And I'm in a million pieces because I'm like, oh my God, it's like Dallas when Bobby died but didn't die, I'm like, he's not dead. He's not dead, he's in the studs, And then when they came back, we saw that it was somebody else driving it. But you talk about...
To see that car again.
Twilight Zone moment.
Right.
A year to the day.
Mm-hmm.
I I was inconsolable.
That car
I really
right there.
was.
That
This
car.
car.
Right there.
That car. And I will tell you, every time I come here and, of course, go across the street, I have to go see the studs. I don't care if I'm just running through for a minute. I go see the studs.
Yeah.
Because...
It's my favorite car. It's my favorite.
It is my favorite car. It'll always be my favorite. Well, yeah, it'll always be my favorite car. And do you remember when they used to have it across the street in the other museum and the door was open?
I think so.
And they had it on the spinner.
I don't remember it on the spinner.
Yeah, it would turn.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
This was many, many years ago. You were probably not even born yet. But if I'm not mistaken, it turned.
Yeah.
But you could see inside really, really well because that door was open.
Well, the spot guy told me up there, you used to could sit in the cars, under the carport.
Oh yeah, they were under the carport for a long.
So the Stutz was up there under the.
Oh yeah, yeah, and I think there was a Lincoln Continental up there. The pink Cadillac was up there.
Yep.
Some of the little go-karts and things like that. So the evolution has really been great. I mean, to be able to preserve the things that they have, it's fabulous.
Well, tell me this: what time of night did that picture was it captured?
5:30 a.m. in the morning.
So it was morning, 5:30 a.m. in the morning.
He left at 3:30 a.m. in the
and
morning.
that was Wednesday, August the 12th, I believe, if I'm right by the date.
The morning of August 12th, yes.
Wednesday morning, August 12th, 4:35. Yeah, so Elvis had that movie theater to himself. And you and I, we're about to go see it. Hopefully we can get inside. But we're going to at least go.
I've only waited 45 years to get inside. I really
see
have.
if we can make it happen.
Okay.
But
I'm ready.
So the memories out here, though, I mean, you said during the summertime.
Oh my God, in the summertime and when the crickets and everything gets quiet. And I mean, you always have a little bit of traffic, but it's like it's not really there. It doesn't really bother you because it's like the sounds of Graceland take over. And it's not like he's dead. I mean, he is, but you don't feel that emptiness. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, if anything, there's a completeness because he's here and welcoming, and it's just wonderful. I just thank God my mother was the way she was. I mean, I bless her every day, because most parents would have said, "You're crazy and you're not going," or we're not going to spend money and drive back down there. My mom and dad worked very hard. We were just, regular people, and a night at the hotel was $19.99 at the Ramada Inn. And every day she would hand me a 20. Go down and pay for it. Let's stay one more day. Let's stay one more day. But we flipped our whole schedule. We came down here at 7:30 at night, and we stayed the whole night. And about 7:30, 8 o'clock, we knew nothing was going to happen, and went back to the hotel, grabbed a couple hours sleep, and then went and did a few things. But you have to remember, back then Beale Street was virtually closed down.
Yeah.
There was nothing there except Schwab's. So Elvis has helped Memphis community, because after the second year they said, we got to have something for these people to do, and they started opening the buildings and things back up, and it's almost like he helped rebuild Memphis. I mean, his passing, so to speak, but still, we can celebrate it, and we have places to go now to celebrate it, because he's like, what more can I do for my country?
And he's not even here anymore. So,
and he's not. Well, no, he's not. But I'm telling you, you come back here August 12th, 45 years later, and I'll be here. Anything could happen.
Well, I hope Graceland EPE, they let you go stand right up there.
Oh, wouldn't that be great?
And just reflect.
Just for a moment. Just at 3:30 a.m. in the morning.
All you gonna do is stand there.
Yeah, wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
That would be great, wouldn't it?
Hold that picture up one more time. So guys, that picture was captured right here in front of us, August 12th, 4:30 a.m.
No, 5:30.
5:30. I got it
5:30
wrong.
a.m. Movie was at 3:30.
3:30, 5:30. So we're wrong. Wednesday morning, August 12th, 5:30 a.m. Elvis returning home to Graceland.
Yep.
And she took the picture.
Yes, I did.
So now, let's go see where the movie theater was, because she wants to go see it. So stay tuned here.
So I want to take this time right now to apologize to Shantae Wood. Shantae, if you're watching this, I'm sorry for what you've had to go through the last 4 months because of our movie event and your photo. Shantae, it's uncalled for what actual members of Elvis Presley's family has done to you and has said about you without any kind of proof on anything they talk about. And I'm sorry, Shantae, from the bottom of my heart. You're a fan of Elvis Presley, just like I am a fan of Elvis Presley, and I assume everyone else watching, other than these 2 or 3 people I'm talking about right now watching. And Elvis Presley, I believe through what I've learned about, he really cared about his fans, and I really believe he would really care about Shantae, because Shantae captured this famous photo, that photo right there, 1977. She even wrote on her back of the picture for me. She is a photographer, guys, that captured that. And I am thankful that you did, Shantae, because now we have a story to talk about and a cool event to give to Elvis fans at the actual movie theater, the Southbrook 4 Theater. That was definitely the movie theater that Elvis was at when this story happened in August 1977. So Shantae, it's just like I said, I want to apologize to you, and I really appreciate your enthusiasm and your I can tell you're really a die-hard fan of Elvis, and your mama taught you a really important thing. She made you go copyright that photo 2 months later, October 1977. And guys, the reason she did that, because she was thinking about Shantae here 45 years later with these people that tried to pick on her and thinking they can get away with sharing this photo without her permission. I have her permission to share this photo. And they think they can get away with that. Well, Sonny and David Stanley thought the same thing when they published her photo on, I think, an album and also a book without her permission. And she sued both of them and won in the case. So, whew, that's all I'm going to say. Don't use her photo without permission. She's that one Elvis fan. You don't mess with Shantae. And Shantae, I'm sorry so much. But this movie theater is the Southbrook 4 Theater. And another reason I know it's the right theater, you see, what I do and what the spa guy does, we do research. And that is very important for us before we put these videos out for you guys to enjoy. We dig, and we dig, and we dig more. We find documents. We learn firsthand accounts from multiple people that was there at that theater that night in August 1977. And we learn things that, well, just like from this book right here. This book that I have right here, ever seen this book before? It's called Elvis Now, Ours Forever. And this book was copyrighted it was published in 1984. So you do the math there, 7 years after Elvis died. So this is what is written in this book. It's a bunch of fans' memories of Elvis Presley. And there's one section called A Night Out at the Movies. And I'm going to read this to you. This was written by a fan named Angie Simpson. And Angie has actually been on a previous video of mine. That's Angie that I'm showing you right now. Angie took this photo that I'm sharing of Elvis on screen that night. Angie's picture was a little blurry, but Angie still has an incredible story, and it's very important for myself and the spa guy. We love hearing these stories. And she captured a photo, and you can see that's Elvis. Shante captured a photo that turned out a little better. It's not blurry. But, Angie, you're important too. You're important too. And I'm going to read your story, and I'm going to show you why you're important, Angie. Because you confirm everything that the Spy Guy and I have been saying since day one that we have been attacked for. You confirm it. And fans got to learn the hard way. So this book, written in 1984, are memories, and it's going to show you guys how even memories 7 years later can be wrong. So watch this. It says, on Sunday, August the 7th, Elvis went roaring out of the back gate before anybody at the front gate knew what was going on. Monday night was very quiet. I guess they were all resting up from Sunday nights. Tuesday night, August the 9th. She's wrong on the date. It was Tuesday night, August the 11th, in reality. But she writes Tuesday night, August 9th in parentheses. I'm going to show that on screen, if you can see. It says Tuesday night, August the 9th, turned out to be a different situation. It was a quiet night to start with and probably the hottest night of the year. Everybody had gone across the street to the Hickory Log for a pit stop and were trying to soak up some air conditioning. Hickory Log, Shante earlier in this episode mentioned that a few times. So I guess that was an Elvis hangout back in 1977 when Elvis was there. It says suddenly Bunny shouted, "Look!" and all heads turned toward Graceland. It looked like a whole caravan of cars coming down the drive with Elvis in the lead in the Stutz. Most of the people ran for their cars, but I wasn't that smart. I ran to the curb so I could wave as he drove by. And cool, you were smart, Angie. You got a wave from Elvis and a cool memory of Elvis Presley. Enjoy that. Just enjoy that. If you got a memory of Elvis, that's awesome. I think that's awesome. All right, so what Angie said is, by the time I got to my car, I was at the end of the line heading south on the boulevard. Elvis went around to the back of South Lake Mall and went in the back door of the theater. Bing, 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 bing. She said South Lake Mall. Well, it's really Southbrook Mall. South Lake is across the street. So 7 years went by and she had the names of the malls confused. 7 years after 1977, she got South Lake and Southbrook Mall confused. And that's just a normal thing somebody would do. Somebody would do. So, okay, but that's written in a book. All right. But she goes on to give me a very valuable piece of information that I researched. And for 3 of you, it's not going to be good for me researching because you're not going to like the results from that. But Elvis fans need to know the truth. That's what I'm about. And you have to learn the hard way if you're going to, try to make me look like a fool. All right, so it says, he had on a dark blue warm-up suit and a white shirt underneath, and he looked fantastic. So he said, Elvis stopped at the door at the theater and waved to the crowd. After he went in, we settled down for the wait. We didn't know if he'd be there in 5 minutes or 5 hours. A friend and I walked around to the front of the theater. Somebody had told me that sometimes when there was a big crowd out back, Elvis would leave through the front door and drive back in Charlie's car, which was parked out front. We hadn't been at the front very long when a police car, which I think was a security mall, drove up and 2 detectives got out. They asked what we were doing, and we very calmly told them we were waiting for Elvis to get out of the show. They were not impressed. They had gotten a call because of someone. Okay, now this is very valuable, guys. Listen to this. Are y'all listening? Because I want y'all to hear this. They had gotten a call because someone had tried to get into the mall through the door at Montesi's grocery store, and the manager called it in. So there it says. Let's see if y'all can see what I'm putting there. See, it says Montesi's grocery store. So they had gotten a call that fans were trying to go in the mall through Montesi's grocery store to get into the mall to go to the theater. Through my research, guys, guess what? I located Montesi's grocery store, and I'm hoping I'm not butchering that name. That grocery store was in the Southbrook Mall. There at the end of the mall. The building is still there. When you come to the movie, you'll see the building. That mall, grocery store, was at the end of the mall in Southbrook Theater, or Southbrook 4 theater was. She confirmed this without even knowing all those years ago. What, let's see, 38 years ago. It's been 45 years since his death. Angie, thank you so much for writing this article into this book. Now, some of your memory was a little hazy, but hey, y'all did not have the internet back then. Y'all did not have the things that we have today to go and research and dig and find documents and find proof. We have that today. It shows in these books you don't. I've already found a lot of mistakes in just this one story. So think about all those books about Elvis stories back then. That's why we've got to research, guys, and I hope you guys understand the work we put into this. We care. We care about this Elvis story. I mean, what else would it be? So the police were running everybody off the premises, the security cops. They weren't really nasty about it, just firm, but they were nasty to Shantae and her mama. So it says most of the people left at the policeman's request, but they didn't go far. They parked their cars all along the side of the road waiting for Elvis. I went back to the gate to wait. She says some few more things. I'm going to skip that, but it says about 4:40 that morning, now August the 20th. A while ago in her story, it was August the 9th. Now 12 days or something go by, or 10 days, 11 days go by in her story. See, that's just a misprint. That's just a mistake that was not corrected. But, you know, Elvis died August the 16th. This could not be August the 20th. This now was 4:40 a.m. that morning of August the 12th, 1977. It was a Wednesday morning through my research. We heard the Stutz horn blowing. Shantae said something like that earlier. Elvis was leading the caravan again, coming north of Elvis Presley Boulevard with horns blowing for all they were worth. There were cars all over the street with people trying to get up beside him to get a better look. He seemed to be in a very good mood that night and even stopped. As he came through the gates, the crowd ran toward the car and stayed up on the curb because I knew I'd never see him through the throng of people. So she said, the way that I was shaking is unbelievable that I got a picture. And from that angle, it's a wonder I didn't get just the side of the car. It's the only candid that I ever got, and it's blurred, but it's all mine. And Angie, you should be proud of it. You have a photo of Elvis and a memory of Elvis that a lot of women don't have. Little did I dream that would be the last time I'd ever see him alive. I'm thankful that I have that memory of him smiling, happy to have his daughter with him, having fun with the gang, and just generally enjoying life. Angie Simpson wrote that back in 1984. So thank you, Angie. It was Southbrook 4 Theater. Angie confirms it. Shantae confirms it. The guy that worked in the Southbrook 4 Theater the night that Elvis was in there watching The Spy Who Loved Me confirms it in Billy's video, which you need to go watch. Billy drives to Memphis to interview these people, and he proves that without a shadow of doubt, he and I are correct on this movie location. And all the haters, well, you know, if you listen to them, you'll end up going to the wrong theater. They are here on August the 11th, 2022 during Elvis Week when you come to our event. So don't listen to haters. Listen to people that actually put in the work, that does the research, and that does the research to do the true Elvis history stories for Elvis Presley. I don't like fake stuff. I want to know about the real guy, and I appreciate you guys hanging around and listening to me tell this story because I got a lot more. So let's get back to the theater.
Hey! Don't close those gates.
So you're right now trying to follow. You and your mom are going to try to follow Charlie right now up this road. Elvis
Follow
Presley.
Elvis, not Charlie.
Okay, follow Elvis and
Elvis
Charlie.
was driving.
Yeah, Elvis was driving.
You know, I don't know. This is going to sound funny. I don't even know if Charlie went that night. He wasn't in the car with Elvis. And all I was concentrating on was Elvis's car. And there really weren't a lot of people that went with Elvis that night other than, you know, the Smiths went. And I'm thinking there was only maybe one, possibly two other cars that were parked out there, which I was shocked by. There were not a lot of cars. And so when people say he couldn't get out and do anything, my God, yeah, he could. He took who he wanted to go with him.
Exactly.
You know, and that wasn't the only time that week that I saw him. I saw him, I want to say 3 other times that week, 2 or 3 other times that week. Just quick, you know, glimpses.
So is this the red light you lose him at?
No, this isn't is this Shelby Drive?
Let's see.
You'll have to help me remember.
This is Rains.
This isn't where the theater
No,
is,
no,
is it?
no.
It's on down.
Yeah. This is Rains. We still got a little bit.
Oh my God.
Yeah, this road's bad.
Like, do I need a new tire?
I mean, this road is. Elvis would fly on this road.
He did fly.
That's why you lost him.
He flew right through that light. I was like, Mom, go through it. No.
She wouldn't do it.
No. She said, I'm not from Shelby County. They'll take me to jail. I can remember her saying that so clearly. I'm not from Shelby County. I was like, oh my God.
So that building right there, you see that name game building?
Mm-hmm.
That's where Elvis liked to go and race slot cars.
Slot cars.
You remember that?
Yes. That was way, way early.
Yeah.
Early 60s, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like a kid when I get down here. I don't care. It's just like a kid. You think they'll have the chain link fence down?
Probably not.
Damn.
Yeah, but we'll go get as close as we can.
You weren't able to get in touch with the guys today?
I haven't been able to, but we're gonna stop and try to go in there and see.
Is it this next one?
See if this just showed me. No, because I'll tell you what, I think it is this next.
Right across from Sears. I know, right across.
Yeah.
And as we left town that day, morning, afternoon, we stopped at the Sears because we had talked to Charlie after the missing.
So this is where he left you,
Mm-hmm.
Shelby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's right down here, isn't it?
Let's see where we're at. No, keep going. Right.
It's not right, but back behind over here.
It's back behind us.
Yeah.
Yep. So, but we missed a turn. So he came up Shelby down here.
He did come up.
He came up here and turned.
He came up here, turned.
Okay, that's good to know. So go left in, and I'll
honey,
show
I
you
am.
where they.
Damn it. Okay. I'm not from Shelby County. I can't run that line.
So that's what your mama told you.
My mama told me.
She's
I was
telling
like,
me.
Oh no.
You got to Elvis it. You got to run it.
I'm like, Mom, we're gonna miss him. We're gonna miss him. No, we're not. No, we're not.
Yeah, so that's good information to know because I thought he would turn the road right over there behind us. So he came around. So that means
He did come around.
That means he went here. Okay, we'll do the route where
He came around and went around and went in the back.
we're in the back. Yeah, so
Mhm.
that's what we'll do.
Yeah, he sure did. And that, I just couldn't believe the car was just sitting back there. And it wasn't very well lit either. I have a picture of us
did?
standing at the car. Oh, yeah.
Did you bring it?
It's on my phone.
Okay, we'll have to see it when we go there.
My mom is famous for putting her fingers over the lenses of things. And she just about did on that picture. She did a little bit, but it's me. But you can't laugh at me because I look like Howdy Doody.
Okay.
Why Charlie took mercy on me, I'll never know. But God love his heart, he sure did. He had great wisdom and he had a great musical sense. And he had so much knowledge about the things that they did together in the songs and how they picked out everything. Should have taken my belt off.
Yeah,
Gladys, be quiet. I'm going to say, can I go back?
no, you gotta
I have to go
keep
down
going.
one more.
You gotta go down one more to go around the building.
They've cut this up so much.
So would it have been like this? Was this the road? Yeah, turn left here. So do you remember doing this turn?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I knew I missed him. I knew that they were already in. I was brokenhearted. I was sobbing.
So maybe that's how you missed him. They made that first left, and you didn't see him turn that left, so you went back down to Shelby, and you don't see him anywhere.
No, I watched him. I watched him
okay.
make the left and then come down here. But I knew when we got here that they were already in. The
Yeah.
cars were shut up and they were in.
By the time you get to the back of the theater,
Yeah, it's
you
done.
see the car back there.
It's done. And I knew it. And Mom was right. I mean, you know, we could have run that line and got hit.
It all worked out in the end.
Yeah, I really do. And you know, you have to look at the rainbows and not the rain.
Right.
And that's really how you have to kind of live your whole life. Is
We have a car here.
what in the
It's
world?
blown a tire.
Oh, God love his heart. Poor thing. Trying to make it to the gas station. Well, you know, there's not much of a tire on there now. Yeah, see, if I remember correctly, I've talked to Charlie about this. I thought they came in right here and drove down past the front, because this is the front.
Right here.
I think that was the front, wasn't it?
The front was over there on that side, unless it was changed.
Something there.
I think that, and at that time the mall could have been there, you know, an entrance there. But
There were like 2 or 3 entrances, but this was the very back entrance. Was back here.
Yeah, but I mean, I bet he could have probably in there and came around that building from this way, right? But keep going. I'll show you where it's at.
Well, this is the theater.
Now the theater's down here.
Where?
See where all these the lights are lit up? That's the theater. I'm going to show you where he parked at. Keep going. Right here to your left. Turn right here. Just turn right here. Turn right here in here.
Yeah.
And look at this. Right there. Through those doors. Is where the movie theater is.
And the Stutz was parked right there.
Where was it parked at?
Right there. Right in that little area there.
You do remember that? So by the time you got back here,
They were all in.
uh-huh.
They were all in.
So that does look familiar?
Oh yeah. He looks familiar, and that's why I said there weren't a whole lot of cars with him that night. There were just it was the Stutz, and it wasn't Ginger's car. It was I can't remember which one it was, but I'm thinking there was only one other car with his car that night. So there weren't a lot of them that came. And
Right through that door.
and we were standing here and we were taking pictures, and the sheriff showed up probably 20 minutes later and was ugly. He was so ugly and said, I can't even get a damn night's sleep because of you people. I said, excuse me? I said, we were invited to the movies, and he said, I don't care. He said, you got 5 minutes to get your asses out of here. And my mom was like, look, you don't have to be ugly. He said, get your asses out of here or you're going to jail. I'll take every one of you to jail. And it was just the 3 of us out there. And Mom was like, okay, fine. You know, usually she wouldn't back down. She kind of like me. She's like, you tell me no, it's not going to happen. I'm going to say yes. So he told her, he said, you're going to jail if you don't get in the car and get out of here. And her excuse was, well, your father would have to come down here and get us.
That was enough.
She said, that's okay. I said, Mom, I'm going to hide underneath the car. And she's like, no, you're not. We're going to go back to the house and we're going to wait. I got a plan. And she did. She already had a plan, planned out, knew what she was going to do. But she had wisdom that I didn't, because I was extremely upset. I just had a feeling this was going to happen.
We took some of those old movie things.
Oh, I bet y'all had great movie posters.
Yeah, we got a slew of them left. We had those framed.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God! This is original, isn't it?
Well, oh yeah, all that's
Oh yeah,
original.
all this.
All that's original.
No doubt about that.
All of that's the wrought iron, the steps, the doors, all that.
My heart is just.
She was supposed to be at
I don't know
movies
if I
that
can go
night.
up these stairs.
I don't think when you were here last, we hadn't put the seats
No, you
in.
didn't.
Yeah.
Wow. Look at this, man. Great job, guys. Great job. Yeah. Because the last time I was here, there was no seats.
Yeah. So,
And y'all have painted,
yeah.
right? Man, this is awesome.
This is
We,
great.
We're going to do this. This is going to be like a performing arts center. And the one that you told me about where they came in the back door.
Yeah, let's go to that one.
Yeah.
Because I believe that's probably the one closest to where they parked.
Yeah.
And it's the big one.
Well, that's a small. This is bigger than that one.
This is the big one. So we have no idea which one Elvis was in. It was just the one.
According to what you were telling me, I think it was probably this last one.
Yeah,
We'll be
let's-
able to see when we go out. We'll probably be able to figure it out.
But man, y'all have done such a great job, man.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
So this is the real theater room that Elvis watched his last film 45 years ago on the early morning hours of August the 12th, 1977. This room has now been painted and brought back to life, and this Thursday, August the 11th at 11 p.m., you guys will be in this very room, just like Elvis was 45 years earlier, seeing the same movie. So if you'd like to get a ticket, make sure you send me a comment in this video, and I will be in touch with you with more information on how you can purchase tickets, and you can join myself, the Spa Guy, and some guests there at Elvis Week 2022 and share a movie night with Elvis. And you're going to go through the back door just like Elvis and be in the same room, this room, like Elvis Presley. Guys, this is going to be an incredible experience, first time ever, and we guarantee you're going to have a lot of fun. So hey, please join us if you like to experience an Elvis movie night in Memphis, Tennessee, the Southbrook 4 Theater.
That's Elvis Stutz part back there.
I guess you can see that wall. You can see that wall
Yeah,
in the
I
background.
can see it. Boom. Facing this way.
Yeah, because he pulled straight in.
I see. See the brick wall. It's block brick. Big bricks. Big
Right.
blocks.
Yep. Yep.
Yes, yes.
See-
Isn't that amazing?
We have I told you last time you were here, we have a copy of the original contract that Elvis signed as a kid, which required his mother and his father to sign off with him. So when you come back up there, I'm going to give you a copy of it. It's the first
Thank you.
original contract that Elvis ever
They
had.
signed with Colonel Parker.
Yeah, is that up on Union Avenue? What's the name of that thing?
That's signed.
Sun Studio?
Yeah.
Yeah. Memphis Recording Service, so it'll be signed, yeah.
So I think Parker and all these guys are involved. His mother's signature is on there, his father's signature, and Elvis's signature, because he was considered a minor. Because he's 17 or 18 or something like that.
So I would like to thank the two brothers there, Alonzo and Greg. Alonzo and Greg are the guys that have brought this Southbrook 4 Theater back to life, and they're embracing this Elvis history inside their movie theater. And these guys, we need to all thank in this video because they are allowing us to go inside, do this movie for the fans of Elvis Presley. And we may have a few surprises there during that night. So be sure to join Alonzo, Greg, myself, the Spa Guy, and some other guests and Elvis fans as we honor Elvis Presley and watch The Spy Who Loved Me 45 years later in this movie theater that Elvis saw, the Southbrook 4 Theater, guys. And I appreciate you watching this episode to the end. Thank you so much. Don't double dribble. Subscribe to Globetrotting with Trey if you haven't already. If you'd like to join us on that movie, let me know in the comments below. And until next time, guys, I'm heading to Memphis, Tennessee, and I have a responsibility to be there. I'm concerned about being there this year for reasons that you'll learn about later on. But I will be there for the fans. And guys, I'm looking forward to seeing you the Southbrook 4 Theater, August the 11th, 2022, 11 p.m. until the early morning hours of August the 12th. It's going to be fun. Till next time, I'll see you down the road. Don't double dribble, subscribe.